What are you doing?
Whether you're just getting your day started or trying to catch your breath somewhere in the middle of it, I'm glad you found time to join me on Coffee with Dubs. Now grab a seat, pour a cup, and let's talk about what happens today. Yesterday, I found myself thinking about something that doesn't get talked about very often. Some jobs require a certain set of skills. You can learn those skills, practice them, get really good at them. And then there's jobs that skill isn't the hard part. The hard part is caring enough to keep showing up after you've seen how difficult the work can be. I see this every day where I work. We're short-staffed, which isn't unusual in this field, but it reminded me that not everybody is built for this kind of work. Plenty of people can make it through an interview. Plenty of people can learn routines. But caring about another human being when nobody's watching, when nobody's handing out awards, and when your shift still has hours left to go is something entirely different. You either bring that with you or you don't. That's true in direct support, but honestly, I think it's true in almost every profession. Somewhere along the way, a lot of people stopped asking, is this work meaningful for me? And started asking, will this pay my bills? And I understand why. We all have responsibilities, but when work depends on another human being receiving your best effort, simply showing up isn't enough. That thought followed me home last night because I realized I have the same problem in almost every part of my life. I care too much. I don't say that because I think it makes me special. Sometimes it creates more problems than it solves. I notice things other people walk right past. I don't speak up when something doesn't feel right. I want to be the one who can advocate for people who don't have a voice all the time. The frustrating part is knowing there are situations where my hands are tied. I don't want to be management. I don't want another title. I don't want another layer of stress, but caring doesn't check your job description before it decides it matters to you. That train of thought eventually brought me to my son. He just moved to New Hampshire to start building a new life, and every instinct I have as a father wants me to smooth the road in front of him. I want to solve the problems before they happen. I want to protect him from the mistakes I've already made. Then I realized something my own parents were probably wrestling with years ago. Eventually, kids don't need another manager. They need someone who can believe they're going to be capable of figuring out life. That's a much harder role to play because it requires trust instead of control. Getting older has changed my mind on the way I see my parents. There were plenty of times back when I was growing up and I thought they were just being difficult or overprotective. Now I understand something I couldn't have understood back then. Most of what they did came from caring, even when they did it in ways that didn't express it best. As parents, we don't get handed a perfect instruction manual. We make decisions with the information we have and hope our kids eventually understand the love behind them, even if they disagree with every delivery. I've also had to admit something that I find surprisingly humble. Just because I've lived longer doesn't automatically mean my advice fits the world my son is living in. I've given him suggestions that would have worked 20 years ago, sure, but not necessarily apply today. Experience has value, but wisdom always means recognizing when the job is listening instead of a lecture. Sometimes the best thing a parent can offer isn't another answer. It's the confidence that their child can find one themselves. Maybe that's why I've been looking forward to taking a vacation. It really isn't about the destination. It's about knowing there's a pause ahead. When you spend your days carrying responsibilities that no one else can see, even the promise of slowing down starts feeling like hope. I don't know exactly where we're planning on going or what we'll end up doing. I just know that having something to look forward to reminds me that difficult seasons aren't permanent. Sometimes tomorrow doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to know it exists. I think that's what caring taught me over the years. You don't have to stop caring about your family. You don't have to stop caring about people you serve, your friends, your community, or the life you're trying to build. What changes is your understanding of what belongs to you. Caring doesn't mean carrying everything. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is just trust that the people you're invested in are stronger than you think they are. And maybe that's one of the quiet lessons that comes with getting older. Not caring less, but finally learning which burdens were never yours to carry alone. Thanks for joining me for another pour of Coffee with Dubs. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out of here.